So last week, I think it was last week, we had a human design session done with the amazing Dawn. I will tag her details in the comment section just because she's phenomenal. So if you want human design done, definitely go and speak to her about it. And an interesting conversation came up during that session, didn't it? Where she'd been discussing with a friend about the possibility of having fractals of our whole self that are maybe stuck or lost, that need retrieving back so the timeline can be collapsed. So then when it comes for us to shift onto the timeline, when the timeline's fully split, the whole self can then move. And then we had that with the board just where it was talking about two aspects of self. And you said, does one of our aspects need help? I said, yeah. And then it literally dropped in my brain about Dawn, the human design lady, in that fractal conversation. So we asked if that was right, and it said, yeah. So we're looking at lost fractals that need retrieving. Would that be correct? Oh, okay. Lost fractals that need retrieving.
Okay. You're tonight.
Okay, so that's real helpful. What do you mean you're tonight? Shadow now.
You're tonight.
We're talking to our shadow aspects. Oh, that's fucking interesting. Why? Renault. Why? Ari? No void. Why are we talking to you? We're talking to you in regards of no void. There's two voids. The void is split.
There's two us's.
There's two versions of us. The light and the shadow.
There's a version of us that needs help.
Oh, okay, but oh, you know, it's just made me think of, you know, when we had that human design, and she was talking about a fractal being stuck and needing to bring that fractal back to complete so the whole self can move timelines.
Yeah.
It's making me think of that. Is that what this is? Oh, okay, so this is what we're talking about. Let's go. A lost gentleman. Okay. Are you specifically talking about our fractal that we need to help?
Yeah, but how can we make a video?
I mean, maybe our fractal comes into it.
Okay.
So there's a fractal of us.
Of both of us. It would be if we're the same whole self.
It's from the same whole self. There's a fractal that's from the same whole self, a gentleman, that is currently lost.
What? I mean, what do you mean by lost?
Lost in war.
So is it like a trauma looping thing where he's reliving the trauma over and over?
Did he pass in the war then? No.
So he survived the war.
Okay. But there's a fractal of him, of this gentleman, that is part of our whole self, that has somehow got fractured and stuck within the time period when that gentleman would have been in war. Okay.
Is he still living today?
No, okay. Can you obtain lost fractals whilst the person that the fractal has come from is still living? You can't. Now that's interesting.
What? So does that mean no? Does that mean that means that if you've got a last fractal and you're living, I can't obtain that fractal for you because you're living?
Is that true? Is that what you're saying? Is that correct?
But can she obtain her own
fractal?
So say like a 7-year-old her, Danny, fractal, because it's hers, and can she obtain it back?
Right, okay, so others can't obtain it for you unless you've passed, but you can obtain your own fractal if you're still living, correct? Right, okay.
Okay.
But this gentleman has passed, so obviously not earthbound currently, unable to obtain fractal, but fractal still needs to be brought back because it's still part of the whole.
Yeah.
And for the whole to be able to move timelines, the majority of the fractals need to be back with the whole.
Right, yeah. So we're going to try and obtain that fractal back, I presume.
I presume we are. And along the way, we're going to provide information so other people can do the same thing, I'm presuming.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So it's a gentleman. The fractal of him is stuck in a trauma loop to do with the war. Is this what war is this? World War One, World War Two?
Another type of war.
Why do I want to say Crimean War? I mean, I don't know what the Crimean War was. When was the Crimean War? When was the Crimean War?
The Crimean War took place from October 1853 to March 1856. It began with the Ottoman Empire declaring war on Russia, and then Britain and France joined the conflict. The war
I'm not saying it is the Crimean War, it just popped in my head. So, which war, or is that irrelevant? No.
What did it say to you yesterday?
Yeah, it was going to start working on my trusting, my knowing. Crimean. L. A. S. Last.
Nice.
B. A. Oh.
Sorry, I'm getting confused.
Crimean last battle. So that's where the fractal is, the last battle of the Crimean War.
What's the last battle?
So I'm going to Google it in a minute. It is, yeah. Okay. I'll go back to that then. So it started in 16th of October 53, where Ottoman Empire declared war on Russia. I don't know, because you've got, on the 30th of March 56, they signed the treaty ending the war. The 8th of September 1855, you had the fall of Sevastopol after a long siege, and the 5th of November 1854, you had the Battle of Inkerman. What would be classed as the last battle of the Crimean War? I don't even know I'm saying it right. The Siege of Kars as the last major operation and battle of the Crimean War. Russian forces besieged the strategically vital Ottoman fortress city of Kars, and it's considered the final grand-scale engagement of the war and provided Russia with the crucial bargaining chip during the subsequent Treaty of Paris. But then there's also a naval battle. I don't know. So it will have to ask. Would the last battle be the Siege of Kars, which was June to November 1855? Man world. I just wanted a yes or no.
What's that again?
Was the last battle the Siege of Kars in June to November of 1855? Is that the last battle you're referring to? Yes or no? Okay. So that's where the fractal is.
That's where the fractal is.
Okay. So in Eastern Anatolia, which is modern day Turkey.
Okay.
Okay, so the dude's in Turkey. Or the fractal's in Turkey.
And what made his fractal get stuck there?
Oh.
Could not leave love of his life.
But I guess he had to when.
So did he meet a romantic person out there while in the war, in the battle?
No.
But the love of his life was there?
She died.
Oh no.
Killed in a.
Action.
Killed in a.
She died.
Was it a she? Oh.
So he had a male romantic love.
And he was killed in action. Was this gentleman with him at the time?
What, present with him
Mm.
when he died?
Mm. No.
No. Were they in a relationship?
Well, as much as you could be back then, I guess.
Was it an open relationship or did they have to keep it hidden?
Yeah, I mean, back in the 1800s.
It was a hidden
relationship.
but it was still just as real.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so unfortunately he was killed in action and that caused a trauma severe enough to fractalise a part of his fractal that remained in that space because the thought of having to fully disconnect from the love of his life was too much for him to bear. Was that right? So, yes, and
Oh, that's interesting.
the secret locked in time keeps the energy stuck.
So because the one chap died,
And he couldn't say, I'm grieving the love of my life.
yeah,
And fully, properly grieve the way he should have done if, say, it would a woman at the time. He had to keep that hidden. That energy is keeping that fractal stuck there. Because again, it's like the throat chakra.
Yeah.
Speaking your truth, being your authentic self. Couldn't be authentic, this is looking at it from the man's perspective now, couldn't be authentic because he couldn't speak the love he had for this man and how much he broke him when he was killed in action.
Okay. So this is obviously our story, our fractal.
Yeah,
But it's giving an example to
Of-
everybody about...
how fractals can fracture and remain stuck.
Yeah,
and the causes are for it.
Yeah, people will have very similar stories to us.
So it's not just from traumatic events, it's also from things such as keeping things hidden, not verbalizing, speaking truth, being authentic. That also keeps the energy stuck.
Okay, so, I mean, that, yeah, cool, but
Okay.
what do we do about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, how would you go about...
How do we retrieve his fractal back?
Yeah. considering he's passed, so he can't do it. We have to do it on his behalf. And I'm presuming the person retrieving the past person's fractal would have to be connected to the same whole self.
But this is what I'm thinking.
Is that correct? They would.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can go to somebody to help you with that if people do it as a service, but the work is always done by you.
Yeah, you're the one retrieving your own, but if you're doing it on behalf of a passed over person, it would have to be a person who belongs to the same whole self, because your energy and frequency is a match.
Yeah, because you're bringing them back to the same whole.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's start with that. If you were doing this on behalf of somebody who's already passed, how would you know that you are connected to the same whole as the fractal you're wishing to bring back? Can only get called to return from, is that correct? Can only get called to return from whole. So if you get like a download, a feeling that there is a fractal of you, because technically it is still you, because it's still part of the same whole, that you need to retrieve, then that would show that that fractal is part of your whole self.
Well, you might think it's you thinking, oh, I need to return this fractal or retrieve this fractal, but it's not. It's your whole self telling you to.
Yeah.
That's coming. If you get that urge, that
the whole self
feeling,
collect
that's
it.
your whole self saying, right, come on, we need to go and collect, what do you call it? Right. So the fact your whole self is giving you that message to retrieve this fractal would indicate that it is you. Yeah, it's your
or
whole.
like when Dawn said that they had that conversation about a fractal being stuck, that would indicate that, yes, indeed there is. And it would need retrieving. Okay. So how would one go about doing it? That was a very posh. How would one? Tell his story. Is that right?
It's
Yes.
voicing his truth for him. It's about voicing his truth for him, because he can't do that now.
Yeah.
It always comes back to this truth, this authenticity, doesn't it?
Gate 8.
So we have to voice the truth for him.
And other people would have to voice the truth for their fractals.
Whatever their person's story is. I mean, it doesn't have to be a secret like this. It could be just voicing the fact that this fractal of me, I want to retrieve it. Their story was they were poisoned or...
Yeah, whatever their story was.
Yeah.
And voicing that, and that is enough to retrieve the fractal? The fractal back. Is that correct? Yes.
Because it's not necessarily the trauma that keeps it stuck in time. It's the distortion. It's the...
It's the inauthentic energy attached
to it.
Is this just when we're talking about, say, inauthenticity, not speaking truth, secrets being kept hidden? Does it just relate to that aspect of a fractal being stuck? Would that be correct? No. So it would relate to trauma as well, if a person has... So like you said with this gentleman, with the war, the reason he's stuck there, the fractal is stuck there, is because... the secret love he had for this man, and he couldn't leave the love of his life there. In fact, was it anything to do with the war that keeps that fractal stuck there?
For him?
Yeah. Or was it purely that he loved this man and couldn't speak of it, and then this man died in action? That's too many questions. Was it to do with the war why this fractal remained there? Yes or no? No.
No, it was about the secret.
It was about the secret.
But
But trauma can happen to keep a fractal
I was going to
there.
say, so let's take our fractal out of the equation for a minute. You know, we know trauma can cause that. So let's say there was a man in this war who was deeply traumatised about seeing maybe a friend get hurt, or maybe he had his leg shot off or something like that, and that caused him trauma. No secrets attached. How do we,
Would that be enough to fractalise?
Well, I think that's pretty bad.
No, I know, but I'm just wondering if that would actually cause it to fractalise or not. I'm just inquiring. Like, would that cause a part of that fractal to fractalise and stay there? No.
I don't know, because people... No. That's really shocked me.
Would any kind of trauma cause the fractalisation of a fractal for them to end up being stuck?
We're going to get argued with here.
Why would it
It's
not?
not the
It says
trauma.
no.
It's not the trauma.
It's the
that causes
energies.
the fractalisation.
Because when it talked about the secret, it said the secret or the hidden keeps the energy stuck. So it's something about keeping energy stuck.
So it's not the trauma itself. It's not that. It's all right. Then I don't. It's not the act of bad. It's not the wrongdoing that keeps it stuck. It's your. It can be a secret, but it can be yours or other. It's your.
Should we ask her to explain?
It's not the thing.
It's not the act.
That keeps it. So you could be.
It's the energy you attach to it.
It's not the essaying of you that keeps the fractalized and stuck. It is your perception around it.
Yes.
So I could have that happen to me and be like, you know what? It's okay. And
Well,
then,
initially you're not going to think that, are
no,
you?
I'm not.
You're not initially going to think that. Initially, you're going to be like, what the fuck? But
I don't know. This is really difficult.
can you explain it? Because we know what we want to say, but we can't quite get the words to say it, and that feels quite pertinent in itself. His shadow, it's going to say.
You put it in his shadow.
Okay, that makes so much sense, because at the very beginning of this session, we were told that we were connecting to the shadow aspect of ourselves. And I went, why are we connecting to the shadow aspect of ourselves? Because we're discussing what happens when you put things in your shadow and how that can create a fractalisation of your own fractal to then remain stuck somewhere.
So the trauma can happen. The bad thing can happen.
It's whether you suppress
it.
it.
Can be the same bad thing for two different people, but it's the one who suppresses it.
Suppresses it or sees it as they can't talk about it.
Their own fault.
They deserved it. Victim mentality. Not initially, because obviously initial trauma, you're feeling all the feels. But if the trauma has been and gone and it's 10 years down the line and you're still woe is me, victim mentality, suppressing it, not feeling it.
Or the opposite.
That is the problem.
Or the opposite. Like, oh, I'm great. That doesn't bother me.
Or the initial, oh yeah, that doesn't bother me.
You know, I dealt with that.
Yeah.
But maybe you didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's pretty, because we've said in another video, didn't we? And we've said this for a long time, that ghosts
Our
are
fractals of us.
that we put in our shadow. Because when you die, only the bits of you can go with you that you have brought forward, that you have embodied.
Mm-hmm.
That's why authenticity is important, because
Exactly.
to die whole, to take all your parts, they need to come into your conscious awareness. They need to be here with you. They can't be in your shadow.
You've got to
because they
embrace
just
both the
wander
light and
around
the dark.
like ghosts. Is that right?
Yeah, is that what we're saying here? Is that correct? Yeah.
So
Right.
we've all got so many ghosts walking around, not just from this life, but from this life too, but from past lives, this life.
So it's not the act itself that causes the fractalization. It's that putting that act within the shadow in one form or another that causes the fractalization. Is that correct?
Because it makes you reject part of you.
Yeah.
So you're rejecting part of you. So it will fractal because you
don't want that. You're like,
owning
that's mine.
You're saying it's not mine.
Yeah. So this gentleman, who obviously was deeply in love with a man, and back then was very, no, we don't do that. So obviously he had reason to have to want to hide it, but still he was rejecting a part of himself. He placed that grief and everything he felt for that man in his shadow, and probably refused to look at it, and more than likely went on to marry a woman and pretend that all was normal.
Yeah, have kids.
And spent his entire life pretending to be something that he was not. And therefore, because he did that, and he never actually maybe got to the point where he could say, you know what, this is me, this is who I am, accept it, he wasn't able to bring that fractal back. If he had done that, then he would have brought that fractal back. But now, we're obviously doing it on his path. And it's not even a woo-woo way. You don't even need to go woo-woo and do all mystical little rituals. It's literally just say the story.
Say the story. Releases the energy. We voiced it authentically, and we have now released that energy. We don't even need his name or date of birth or anything, do we?
No, because it's an energetic connection you have. So, is there anything that needs to be said about this story that hasn't already been said to be able to fully release that fractal? No.
Have we released the fractal?
Returned him now.
We've returned him now. We've returned that fractal of us to our whole.
Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're both very spiritual. But I think sometimes when you think you're working with things like this, that there does have to be some whole song and dance, and you know, you have to make it into a huge thing, and it's not.
It's not, but what I am going to say is, we've had the board to help us. How do they do it?
Good point.
I mean, you can all get a board and have a go, but I know people are struggling with them.
We are going to make a video on this.
We're going to make a video on how to use the board.
We are, but then still, I don't even think
again,
that's going to help a lot as well either, because everyone's different.
The board is so good, but
it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody, and I understand it takes a lot of trust as well, not because you need to fear it, but because you've got to trust that you're not making it up.
Yeah. I had a conversation with a lady last night, actually, and one of the things I said to her, because she said something to me, and then she went, or I could be making it up, and I went, rule number 1, you do not make anything up.
People go, I'm pushing it.
You are.
Not us, but about themselves. Oh, but it feels like I'm pushing it.
Yeah, you are.
I kind of need to feel like that a bit.
Yeah, you are. Not consciously, but subconsciously, of course you are, because this is the tool, this is just an extension of said tool. Anyway, we're digressing. Yeah, now that's a very valid question. Obviously, they could receive a calling, but then how are you going to know the information to be able to speak that person's truth? Or are we becoming
unless they
the fractal receivers?
Unless they receive a calling, would they not worry, or?
Yeah, would that be true? Would they not worry about it unless they actually get called to do it? Okay.
Could we receive fractals for people? No, we can't.
Only if they belong to our whole self.
Yeah, but...
And only if they've passed.
Yeah,
I mean, we could technically do sessions with people.
To help them to retrieve their...
To help them
fractals.
to retrieve their fractals or their past
just doing
fractals.
it in the way we've just done.
Yeah, we could definitely do that, but
we
haven't even brought our personal sessions yet. Let's not add to it.
Yeah, and it'd be nice for them to be able to know a way to do it themselves. I mean, I think, is it just your normal spiritual tools like
meditation, automatic
if
writing?
you can use a board, use a board. Automatic
pendulum.
writing is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Automatic writing, even
Dreams.
cards, dreams. You know, is it just your normal spiritual stuff? Just growing your spiritual Yeah.
That really seems unfair on the people who don't do it, though. Do you know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, but we're all allowed.
We all have the capacity to do it, whether or
We've all
not.
got
And
the
if you're not
capacity.
called to do it, you're not going to do it, are you? I guess.
No.
Okay, so in regards to these lost fractals, stuck fractals, is there anything else that we need to know about them? Dogs. Dogs.
What about dogs?
Collect.
You saying dogs collect fractals for the whole self? Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm actually fucking dumbfounded.
Wow.
Dogs collect fractals for the whole self. But don't forget, in the video we did about dogs, what are dogs? They are fractals of you. And I did want to revisit dogs. I'm not going to do it today, but I do want to revisit dogs because I want to specifically look into, because we've been asked about dogs that are like adopted, rehomed in dog shelters. Whose fractal are they?
Hang on. But we just presumed that dogs incarnate as a fractal of you.
But what if they're incarnating as the lost fractal?
No, what if they're just incarnating and then at the point of meeting you, they're literally like, they embody then...
So you mean they come in soulless, purposefully, to
yeah.
find their person?
To find that person's fractal. They go and find the fractal and then they can come and be with you, and then while you love on that fractal, that dog, as you love on that dog, you're loving on that fractal. No, you're not speaking its truth, so to speak, but you're loving on the energy of the fractal, which then retrieves it back to the whole.
I guess that would be maybe for the easier fractals to bring back, that maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I can completely see.
So yeah, and I get how dogs help us, but it's not that we're having the dog, but we're helping that fractal. Yeah. Very confusing. I'm confused.
So dogs are fractal collectors.
I mean, I wonder if it's more than one fractal over a lifetime as well.
What, do they collect more than one fractal?
Well, yeah, I mean, do they collect...
Yeah, I see. You know what I'm seeing in my mind's eye? A Hoover.
Yeah.
It's like they're sucking it up.
Yeah.
From the Teletubbies of all things.
That's
I'm
what
seeing the Teletubby Hoover.
Abby.
Teletubby Hoover. Okay, so dogs collect fractals. Is there more to that?
People give their dogs characters and personalities. See, you're basically speaking its truth, that fractal's truth.
Yeah.
Like, so if I've got Merlin, I'll say something like, oh, he's such a kind boy, he's so loyal, he's very protective, but he's a bit of a, he's a bit mischievous.
Mm.
You know, maybe something in that personality, not the whole thing, but there might be a nugget of truth in there that he'd put in his shadow. Maybe the mischievous part was the shadow part, or the loyal part, or oh, I don't know.
No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just made me think what I say about Rocky.
What do you say?
I always said that if Rocky was a human, he'd be gay.
Oh wow.
Because just the way he runs. Sorry, no offence, but it's just like if Rocky was a human, he would be gay.
There you go.
So
see, but that we do that, don't we?
Mm. That's interesting. And then is that why we give our dogs characters and personalities? Because we're maybe downloading the character and personality of the fractal that's stuck, and we kind of imprint that onto the dog, and it makes it easier for that fractal to come back. This gentleman, has my dog come to get him? Rocky, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is Rocky the dude coming to get the fractal?
There we go. Rocky has retrieved said fractal, so all is well in the world. Tonight?
I said that earlier.
Is he going to get it tonight?
Do we have to say that today first? No, it's getting... That's another bloody...
Well, if you think about it, though, we're in the 3D, the physical, the dense. Things don't happen as quick as they should do. It has to take time. So maybe by doing what we did now, it seeps through and the fractal can do what it needs to do. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't claim to know everything. In fact, I know shit about shit.
I don't think scientists would have a clue about fractals.
I don't know. But yeah, okay. So, lost fractals. And this helps then for the whole self to jump come the time in 2028.
This is the thing. That's
This is
why it's so
important.
important. And we've had ghosts wandering around for centuries, and it probably hasn't been much of a problem. But
they're like, no, look,
Look,
if you want to
collect
move,
everything now,
you need to get it back up. You can't believe no rubbish around here, mate.
yeah,
Okay. That's really interesting.
yeah, everyone find the fractals.
Everyone go on a fractal hunt. Take your dog.